News.
The Ogun State Governor, Prince Abeokuta, has expressed happiness over the return of the former governor of the state, Abeokuta, to the country after a medical treatment in United Kingdom. Governor Abeokuta, while speaking with journalists during the 70th birthday celebration of Mrs. Adenisola Oshoba, also said the success of Chief Oshoba's surgery was due to the grace of God. Governor's Office correspondent Yusuf Ganiu reports.
It was a day of double celebration as Abeokuta Oshoba returned safely after 4 months of medical treatment in the United Kingdom, while his wife, Mrs. Adenisola Oshoba, clocked 70 years. This occasion attracted eminent personalities including the Ogun State Governor, Prince Abeokuta, and his counterpart from Osun and Kwara states. The governors noted that the medical fitness and the alertness of the All Progressives national leader has improved.
God has allowed Baba to come back, restored, on his way to full restoration. You can see he's walking. I join Baba, his delectable wife, the rest of the family in thanking God for the whole process and how everything went. At 82, it's not a joke to go through any surgery at 82 and still be around to tell the story. So I'm very excited.
A very consistent man. When it comes to the issue of progressive, is one of the pillars of progressive family in Nigeria. So that's why you see quite a number of governors coming around to celebrate with him. We can only wish him many happy returns. We can only wish him good health to be able to continue to do things for humanity.
Oh, everybody is happy, excited. An old man, our leader, and for him to have gone through that tough interview and coming back, we are very excited to see that he's healing very fast and he has given a good account of himself. And you know, today has to be double celebration because our dear sister is 70, and that is why we've all come to support and give quality time to the family.
They also described Mrs. Oshoba as a caring and loving wife who has supported her husband well in all his life endeavors. Yusuf Ganiyu, Ogtv News.
Ogun State Deputy Governor Engineer Noimot Salako Oyedele says the current administration in Ogun State would continue to demonstrate zero tolerance to child, women abuse, or any form of gender-based violence in the state. The Deputy Governor, who stated this in her remarks at the 2021 Nigeria Bar Association NBA Ibadan branch Law Week, held at Afe Babalola Auditorium, Iyaganku, Ibadan, said the increasing rate of child and violence against in the society is becoming more worrisome. She noted that whenever there was any form of insecurity, the most vulnerable are women and children, adding that its government has hitherto put all necessary mechanisms in place to ensure they are well protected. She added that in the year 2020, a law prohibiting any form of violence against women was enacted by the governor to further emphasize its zero tolerance for violence against women and children.
In Ogun State, our governor, who is the chief security officer, is very concerned about making sure that our state is one of the safest in the country. We are the gateway in border state. We have the largest industrial hub in the country, environmental industrial estate, and of course the flyover industrial estate. So we're the industrial capital of Ogun State. We are the education capital, the industrial capital of Nigeria. We are the education capital of Nigeria. So all this make our states one that has very peculiar issues that we have to make sure that in all instances and through all of these different groups that we have to cater for the industrial sector and the education sector, our security is very important to us. When His Excellency got into office, he immediately revamped the security trust fund in the state make sure that we were able to deal with the security challenges that we met on the ground.
Her presentation on the theme, Women and Children in a Nation with Security Challenges, Honorable Justice Olushola Williams said violence against women can be seen as a malfunction in the security sector, noting that in a weakened and insecure state or nation, children are susceptible to vices such as child abuse, sexual harassment, trafficking, recruitment into terrorist organizations, mass illiteracy, cultism, amongst others. The Ogun State government will be engaging children to further pass the message of peaceful coexistence to the nooks and crannies of the state, regardless of religion and ethnic differences. This came to the face at the stakeholders' engagement on peaceful coexistence organized by the Special Advisor to the State Governor on Primary and Secondary Education. Tunde Olaniro reports.
Arguably one of the most peaceful states in the country to live and do business. This is not unconnected with the inclusive disposition of the current administration in the state to governance. To ensure a continued peaceful coexistence among the citizenry, the state governor, Prince Abeokuta, has commissioned the Special Assistant on Interethnic Affairs as well as the Special Advisor on Primary and Secondary Education to harvest inputs from stakeholders to ensure that the virtue is further entrenched.
If you really want to propagate something, propagate it through the children, and that's why, because the peaceful coexistence that has been happening has had very positive impact on our children, and also the fact that it's not happening at some stages has really affected them, and that's why we've all come together today that it's high time we put strategies in place. Let's check where our strengths are, what are the weaknesses, and how can we actually come together from the three ethnic groups to come together and reach amicable decisions on how to move our children forward.
And we also take into consideration our penetrating schools as well. We all know the youth are cardinal in the project of this country. We have to also have them into consideration in terms of going into schools to sensitize on how to improve upon our peaceful coexistence. So the major reason for this stakeholder engagement is to harmonize their thoughts. All the stakeholders to harmonize their thoughts, compile it and find a way to start implementing it to improve upon the peaceful coexistence strategy we've been implementing.
The stakeholders later broke into groups for further deliberation.
Well, most of the recommendations we made at the forum include, in the first instance, there's a need for public enlightenment. There's a need for sensitization of Nigerians on why the need to live peacefully, to coexist peacefully. Because when you coexist peacefully, then you'll be able to do certain things.
The meeting came up with encouragement of school sports, reintroducing native languages into school curriculum, reintroduction of morning devotion in schools, are a few of the recommendations that were put forward, which according to the Special Advisor on Education will be developed into action plan. Tunde Olaniro, Ogtv News.
Excursions as tools to enhance the curriculum, which allows students to have a better grasp of what they are learning. For first-hand learning for its students, the beloved nursery and primary school, Shagamu, visited the Ogun State Television on an excursion. During the visit, pupils visited different operational areas such as newsroom, studio, and the master control room (MCR), where the students were enlightened on news and programs production. The proprietors and two of the teachers of the school affirmed that the students have expanded their scope with the visit.
To visit Ogtv, to let the children, to want to educate the children. I thank God they have already done one or two things today that have already make me happy than achieve my aim. When we entered the control room, we saw some things that is necessary for them to know, and also thank God that everything was successful.
It's good because on the outside they were able to say something that means to have already been to Ogtv.
They added that the experience has also enriched their school skills and understanding among school environment.
Museum, editor, library, control room.
In a bid to curtail the spread of COVID-19 and curb the fourth wave of the pandemic, the Ogun State government is set for the administration of COVID-19 booster to residents who have taken their first and second jabs. Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Koka, made this known during an advocacy and awareness visit to the Redemption Camp headquarters of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG Mowe, revealing that the Nigerian government has approved the administration of the booster for all citizens. She noted that this became necessary in order to guard against a possible rise in the number of cases, especially with the emergence of the Omicron variant.
We received the Pfizer, which we're going to use mainly for our booster dose, because Nigeria has now approved that the citizens can start getting their booster dose. I would encourage everyone to present themselves, if you've had your first 2 doses, to present yourself for your booster dose.
Koka said that the state has enough vaccine to cater for all residents, hinted that the Pfizer brand of vaccine had been made available specifically for booster dose, assuring that other brands such as the Moderna and AstraZeneca are also available as well as safe and effective. The commissioner also stated that the visit was part of awareness creation to ramp up vaccination across the state, expressing optimism in the support of the church to ensure overall success of the campaign, while calling on the organization to make more sites available at the camp to allow more people to have access to vaccination and thereby reduce the waiting period while worshiping. She charged residents to continue to adhere to the non-pharmacological interventions and measures to prevent the spread of the virus, such as periodic hand washing, social distancing, and use of nose mask and hand sanitizer, urging them to also get vaccinated as well as encourage their loved ones to do the same. In his response, the Assistant Coordinator Medicals 2021 Holy Ghost Congress, Dr. Olagoke Ali, appreciated the government in its effort at ensuring the safety and well-being of residents, promising to incorporate the state vaccination teams into the existing health structure at the convention ground. At least 53 migrants and refugees from Central America have died after the truck they were traveling in crashed in the southern Mexican state of Chiapas. Officials says the crash occurred when the large vehicle overturned a dangerous curve outside the city of Taxila, Gutierrez. More than 100 people were inside, although the number may have been high as 200, with reports that some of the blooded passengers fled the scene for fear of being detained by immigration authorities. The fatalities included women, men, and children. Many of the injured struggled to extract themselves from the mass of bodies inside the overturned container. Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador called the incident very painful, while El Salvador's Foreign Minister Alexandra Hill said our government was working to see if Salvadorans have died in the crash. And in the world of sport, Real Madrid captain Marcelo is set to leave the club after 15 years. The veteran left back has established himself as a club legend at Los Bancos, with whom he has made 533 first-time appearances and won 22 trophies. Now aged 33, Marcelo was limited to just 31 La Liga appearances across the past two full seasons, while he has been beset by multiple leg muscular injuries in recent campaigns. It was reported that Marcelo is out of contract as Real Madrid this coming summer, and his deal at the club is not likely to be renewed, meaning that he will leave as a free agent at the end of the campaign. Leicester were out without 7 players of Thursday's decisive Europa League trip to Napoli due to coronavirus cases or illness. Nigerian star Kelechi Iheanacho and Ademola Lookman were among those who tested positive for COVID-19, according to Eurosport. Interim measures to curb rate of COVID-19 infections in England, including the introduction of vaccine passport for the first time, were announced by the British government on Wednesday due to the fear of a surge in cases of the Omicron variant. A COVID-19 outbreak has left Tottenham without 8 players and 5 members of staff for the Europa Conference League tie with Rennes. And before we end the news at 2, let's quickly remind you that sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. You can watch us live on these platforms: Apple, Roku, Facebook, and Android devices. You can also watch us live on Ogtv website, www.ogtv.com.ng/live, and our email info@ogtv.com.ng. And now we have come to the end of the news at 2. Thanks for watching. Bye.